Well, folks, I decided to do another game, and yet this game is another part of the Wonder Boy saga. Namely, this is part 3 called Monster Lair. And what I decided to do was I decided to do something different because I'm still doing Monster World 3 or Wonder Boy and Monster World. But I decided to do something a little different. I don't know about 4, I don't know about 1 or 2, but all I know is I'm just doing 2 Wonder Boy games, and this is just going to be a full run. So, a lot's been happening these days. So, a lot of things been happening as I've been busy trying to help do the house and whatnot. And things have been really crazy around here. Namely, just a lot of things that I've been putting a lot of energy into. And for the most part, that's been going on. The folks have their room all nice, and they have their room all nice and shiny, which is good. It really does my heart good just to see them in a better environment, especially since they're getting older. They deserve the absolute best. As for my room is not yet complete. It's really not complete, and I still have to have it complete. So, and most of you have seen in my previous update videos, from what you've seen, it's okay, but it does desire to be, upgraded just a bit. Well, the room itself, but what's around it. So, aside from all that, yeah, my room, my room just it's just been going through some things, I've been going through some things. I've hit a snag in I've hit a snag in mainly my book. Because of what's been going on with me, I really haven't been doing much as far as my book goes. I'm still doing it though, but you know. But you know, I could really, you know, I could really use some help in regards to promoting my book. I mean, I can promote my book as much times, but you know. I know things have been kind of rough, and I've been in a stream before in which some guys told me, you know, there's no need for, you know, books. But then again, you know, in a business that I'm in, I feel, you know, there's always going to be a need for books. That's what I honestly feel. I honestly feel there's always going to be a need for a book. I mean, what would happen if, for some reason, the computer just went down, you couldn't do anything else? Or if you had a blackout, you know? You can always go and read a good book. But, you know, that's just me, you know? I mean, I read a good book every so often when I'm not doing LPs or I'm not playing a video game, or if I'm not watching TV. I don't care if it's my magazine or my manga that I actually have sitting next to my my Xbox, but I always read something. Just because, you know. I mean, reading is a good thing. Reading is always a good thing. It's what I do in my spare time when I'm not, you know, on the computer. Or when I'm just, you know, in the mood just to read something. I often worry, you know, about my career as you know, a writer or an author. I know it's something I shouldn't be worried about, especially as the leader of this group, known as the RCO. But as far as, you know, as far as anything else concerned, I do kind of worry, though. Now, what my girlfriend told me was, last night was, you know, It's a slow season. And, you know, it's a slow season. What I might have to do, of course, is if need be, I'll have to promote my work. And really, I don't think I've heard anything about, you know. I don't think I actually heard anything about, you know, the people who actually have my book. I mean, only person I've ever heard from. I remember there were 3 people who said they bought my book. I know Sheena said she bought my book. I also know that Sofa also said he bought my book as well. And I also believe that somebody else from the past has actually bought my book. I think I might take down the Amazon.com link, or I just might keep it up there and just keep the Dorrance website, Dorrance link up there. Also, on that note, I'm glad I am no longer sick. Because I swear, when I was sick, I couldn't do a goddamn thing. I was just coughing and... It was just, you know, totally messed up because I couldn't really do anything. I felt like, you know, I was forced down. I was working so hard between the house and, you know, these videos. And that was another thing, you know, I was doing so much. And now, you know, as things are kind of gaining back to normal, per se. I can pretty much say, oh, I can do, you know, the normal stuff now. I can actually go back to do the dishes, take care of the clothes. Food, I'm not really concerned about. Because since someone is actually doing the food from now on, all I have to do is just eat it. Which is a good thing. Although I have to admit, I do miss cooking. I do really miss cooking, in a sense. But sometimes, you know, I miss cooking for myself. Because every time I cook, it never fails. Every time I cook something, this is what always happens. somebody gets up and they tend to have this thing about, oh, well, you're cooking something, how about you fix me something? I get quite miffed about that because technically, if you're asleep, then why the hell are you up? And on top of that, why are you bugging me? There are times that I just want to say, no, why are you up? Well, I just smelled something, so I thought, you would fix something. I'm like, okay. Do you realize what time it is? Do you realize what time it is? And mind you, when I do my videos, they're around about the time that our chat is done, like around 1:30, 1:30 my time. So between 2 to by possibly 4 or 5, because it takes me 2 hours to do videos. Depending on what I do that following night, that's what I usually do. Usually, this being the case, after hours I do get hungry. Because I often forget to eat during chat. Or even before chat, I usually just forget to eat. I'm like that sometimes. I just usually forget to eat. And I know what you're thinking, why do I forget? Well, the thing is, I don't usually, forget to eat. I just, there are certain days in which I'm just like, I just don't eat. And, that's just me, Another thing that bugged me quite a bit was, the content I was dealing out. Now, I have to be honest, I love doing retro. I love playing retro games a lot more than I usually play, anything modern. The reason why is mainly because the gaming populace these days don't know anything about, the past. This generation sadly just has this thing about, it's like there's very little respect for, the old school. I'm one of these gamers who actually respect the old school a lot more than I respect the new school. Because really, if you really think about it, back in the 80s and such, our generation really has some weird and wacky ideas. When we played Nintendo, all the way up to say Sega Genesis, the early 8-bit to 16-bit. Oh, you remember that little war going on between Nintendo and Sega? It was really something, because there were a lot of good games, and even though there was a console war going, it really, rose people's eyebrows, made people, very much, just, made fans of Nintendo and or Sega respectfully. But, it was a healthy kind of, rivalry. And, it was back in the day in which there were no such things as achievements and whatnot. Like, it was about, playing the game. It wasn't about being popular or anything like that. I look at this generation, and it's like, the only reason why certain people with certain channels play certain games is just to say, oh, I want to be first. The reason why I made my channel is just to break away from that. Because there are games that, many people don't know about. Like, how many people actually knew there was an Arcade Wonder Boy? An Arcade Wonder Boy video game. Maybe in their neck of the woods, there was a Wonder Boy arcade game. Imagine, if you will, if this game was remade. If the series itself was remade. You know how many people would actually just geek out just because this series was still remembered? Hell, even in Sonic Transform, they make a lot of references to old games made by Sega. There are some that make references to Wonder Boy, Outrun. Hell, even Sega Ages. That in itself says, we remember, Sadly, most people just don't think like that. There are some channels out there that just see games just as tools, just to get them more subscribers. And they don't even give a damn about the game. They just bought it just because, oh, I want to be first. I want to show this game up. And with the way things are with video games, them being put in the media and being called and being, them being, a threat upon mankind. Just make one wonder, And video games aren't even a problem these days. It's just people, People are honestly the problem, And I hate to say it, but, I feel, it's like, well, let's think about the children. Let's be real here. If you were really thinking about the children, then how about you start where it really counts, Namely, where it should count, namely home. Like, you wonder why most children are prone to playing something like, say, Saints Row or Grand Theft Auto. Why are they so prone to actually do wrong instead of right? Blame the parents. And yet they wonder, well, my kid never learned that. I never taught my kid that. So think about it. You never observed them, have you? Which is a sad thing. You don't watch your kids, you're bound to see something horrible. And I'm not lying, that shit tends to happen. Negligence, that's the name of the game. Negligence. If not endangerment, it's negligence. When I was a teacher, I know I mentioned this a lot of times in the chat and sometimes I don't really get a chance to say it because I'm usually on the listening end instead of the talkative end sometimes. But there were times I just wanted to tell these parents that say, oh, my child is this and my child's that. And I would just observe this in class. That some kids just have an attitude problem. I don't know why, but they just have an attitude problem. And there would be some times in which I just, I just confront them. I said, look, do you have a problem with me? Kid says no. Okay, then why are you acting this way? And the kid couldn't explain why. I remember there was this one time I did talk to a kid like that. I basically told him, look, I'm not your enemy. I'm just trying to teach you some Japanese. That's all I'm doing. And I usually, tell my then boss what I did, so I had to talk with him. And simply ask, do you have a problem? Do you have you have something against me just because I'm a guy or something? And, years later, I'm no longer working at school, but the kid actually comes up to me and he hugs me. And all he says was, "Hi, Mr. Izzy." I'm like, "Hey." I mean, whenever I go up there, most times, whenever it's around, maybe, I don't know. When there are times that, I'm really needed. I mean, I feel within the 5 years I've actually been working at school, I feel I've touched hearts. I don't know what else I can say to that, but I honestly feel that way. And, just that by itself, as long as I feel I've made some sort of difference, that's the only thing I mean, to me, that's what I feel deemed necessary is, being a boon to mankind. There's not much I can say about this game. As this game is somewhat reminiscent to Adventure Island. Just in a more derpified manner. the hell are you doing? There are no words to explain this boss. You know what? I'm only glad this boss was never in the Genesis version of Wonder Boy. I think where I am now is purple, or it might be purple. And I've been saving the fairies of Alceda, so. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Now I'm focusing on the game? Well, actually, I've been focusing on the game. I've just been talking a lot about what's been going on in my life. I mean, if things are wrong, I have to say no to it. I mean, that's just me, you know. I mean, as far as what I do what I do because I like it. I mean, about my personality, you know, I deem it necessary just to, you know, respect who I am. Because I respect who I am. I mean, that's just me, but you know, I like who I am. I wouldn't change a goddamn thing about it. I mean, you know, I have a way of playing games. Sometimes with cheats, sometimes not with cheats. And for those who don't know this boss, this is the Mycenoid. The first boss in Wonder Boy 5. come to think about it, I'm nearly done with Wonder Boy. Which is a good thing because, as I mentioned in it, it is a fun little game. And even though it's not like even though it's not like a, feature like February and March all have a feature. It's something fun, I mean, usually whenever I play a game, it's usually just for the sake of fun. Plus, these are the kind of games I like to just basically share what's been going on with me in my life. Regardless of, what happens, I've said what I had to say and I'm sticking to it. I mean, I'm probably one of those kind of Let's Players that actually, I'm a rare breed of Let's Player. I mean, I rarely rage on a game. And I'm what you call a pure breed. I play the game just because, it's out of fun. And that's a damn shame. It's like, have you ever just played a game just for the sake of it being fun, not just because, it's scheduled or anything like that? I mean, that's all I'm doing it for. I mean, this game is nothing more than just me actually sharing what's been going on with me. I don't know how many people will actually comment after all this, but, like I said, I don't know how many people would actually comment, but, on this video. And you wonder why I added all those credits. Like I said, I don't really, talk that much when there's a big party. I mean, sometimes whenever I have a bad day, I just leave. I leave on the grounds that, I just have one of those days, Like, take last night, for example. I had one of those days, I had a restful day. But, it was that good sleep. So therefore, I slept as long as I could. Gave myself a nice breather from everything. The various videos I've been doing. The thoughts I've been having along the way of doing said videos. Just that, Shit. I mean, there have been days, days that I just had to deal with stupid shit, I mean, there are just some days, I mean, I'm pretty sure we all get them. There are some days I just want to just have a time and just I just want to put, a lid on, certain people. Certain people, and I mean in general. Like, I would love to tell the old man to just quit with all the bullshit and all this and all that, quit thinking, You know, be more honest with your feelings, you know? He has a tendency to complain about how my mom acts, right? And I just tell him sometimes, look, don't come to me about that. If there's something wrong with my mom, you tell her that. You don't come and tell me that. And I realize that my door is open, but I don't really care. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if I get some auto feedback from this video, but hopefully it will get some auto feedback. I mean, I've been recording all night, well, I haven't been recording all night long, but I've been uploading all night long. But you know, things have been there have been things I just need to get off my chest, you know? The other thing is, I've been listening to people get things off their chest. I don't really have anything to talk about because usually my videos speak for me. So, you know, sometimes I feel, you know, when I'm on Skype, sometimes, you know, I don't really need to talk. But I do it anyway, just because. I've been knowing about this game. It would take me about 3 credits to actually beat this game. Look, you Mazinger Z wannabe. You are not, and I do mean not Mazinger Z. You might resemble that robot samurai Kikucho from Samurai 7, but aside from that, nah. we've established this. And believe it or not, we're at the last area, the last round, namely round 14. I'd say this game has been fun. And you know, my honest feelings about certain topics that I mentioned in this video, I'm just gonna be quite honest with it, you know. You know, some things I will never find myself doing personally because I'm not that kind of person to do something like that. I mean, video games have come a long way. But, you know, whether they're for the good or evil, that's only because of the player. It's not the game itself. Some people, they just, you know, don't see the way I see things, but that's okay. I don't expect people to do that. And that's alright, because I'm just one person. And I'm just sharing what I honestly feel should be necessary. But I'm not forcing my opinions. These are just thoughts that, you know, that I've been thinking about for quite some time. So with that, this game is done. And, of course, so am I. So with the game being finished, hopefully this video, I've done my job. For I am Wonder Boy! The legendary hero of Sega! So this was Wonder Boy 3 Monster Lair. The invaders from the space were destroyed by your courageous fight. They had in advance stolen the legendary equipment from us, which were the threats in their past defeated war. But the legendary arms were no use for the vicious invaders. The legendary equipments were put back to the original position, and peace was brought to the earth again. The legendary equipments, which shall never be used in the future, are now commonly stored in the corner of the land that was called as the Monster Land before. And I will be running into that pretty soon in Wonder Boy and Monster World again. But that was Wonder Boy 3, Monster Lair, for the arcade, brought to us by Sega of 1988 and West One. And I have been the Tenkaichi of gaming, Pookie87, aka Ichigo Musco. I hope you enjoyed this game, as well as me sharing my thoughts about certain issues. So I'll see you next time with more videos.